I'm Dr. David Rosenberg. I'm the class of 1966 from Beechwood High School. As far as it's really impossible to quantify or even qualify a lifetime of major accomplishments over the years. You know, raising a family, being a healthcare provider, being an educator, a mentor, a volunteer in the community. Really, it's an impossible task. And really, when I think about it, there's not one particular singular event or measurable event that I can state is the greatest accomplishment. I think really what it is my approach to people. And it's an approach that I use in my practice, but overall. And what that is, I guess in taking care of patients, you call it patient-physician relationships. What that is building communication with the patient, an understanding of them as a whole person, what makes them tick, anxieties, where they want to be in their life, and just understanding them as a whole person. And I really believe that this approach of understanding people, to communicating with people, is critically important no matter what field you go into over the years. And I'll tell you, it really warms my heart when at the end of an office visit, a patient says to me, Dr. Rosenberg, thank you for listening, thank you for communicating, understanding what's going on, and helping me navigate this journey, which has been difficult. I really appreciate it. And that really warms my heart, and that makes it all worthwhile. A lasting impression, that's pretty simple. There's only one major one anyway. I moved to Beechwood when I was in 11th grade. And in 12th grade, there was a young girl sitting next to me in class, and I got up the nerve to ask her out. And then in our senior year, I said, will you go to the prom with me? And she initially said yes, and then she was a little hesitant. And then her mom said, listen, go out with him, you don't have to marry him. So here's a picture, and her name happens to be Enid, and she was the president of our class. And here's Enid and I going to the senior prom together. The picture is faded, but the memories are lasting. And then, guess what? 3 years later, when we were juniors at Ohio State, we got married, okay? And we bonded together, and we got married, and as far as what's a lasting impression, lifelong impression, I'll tell you what that is, all from Beechwood High School. And that is family. You know, our two children and the grandchildren. Excuse me. It doesn't get much better than that. And that's what I remember about Beechwood every time I see them. You know, I moved, as I mentioned, I moved to Beechwood in 11th grade, which is a difficult time to transition into any kind of school. And when I think back about it, I don't remember a lot of anxieties. I was integrated into the fabric of our class, into the high school, and it would just seem fairly seamless when I think back about it. A wonderful group of people in my class, lifelong friends, and if I had to do anything over, it would be moving to Beechwood at an early age. I really could have enjoyed the advantage of Beechwood for many more years than I did. When you graduate from high school, you're at the starting line of a race. But the race is not a sprint, it's really a marathon. It's a marathon that goes throughout your entire life. And you can continue that race as long as you want. And what I would suggest is continuing that race as long as you want by being intuitive, asking questions, taking advantage of opportunities, educating yourself continually along the way. And it really doesn't matter at what age you are, because this is a lifelong race, as I mentioned. And I just want to give you a personal example of how this race can continue forever. So my grandmother, who would have come to the United States probably at the turn of the 19th century, probably coming from what is now Ukraine. She actually came to the United States when she was 11 years old, and never had any education, formal education. So she raised a family in Cleveland. Then at age 65, she and my grandfather decided to move from Cleveland to California, like the Beverly Hillbillies. And after getting there, she said, I've never gone to school, so I think I'm going to start going to school. And guess what? At age 93, she graduates from Hollywood High. She took the bus every day with all the other students, and she graduated, walking down the aisle in this picture. And when she graduated, they put her on the news, the 6 o'clock news, and the producer of the NBC nighttime, it was Johnny Carson at that time, show, saw it, and guess what? They put Grandma on the NBC Tonight Show with a bunch of other stars at the time, okay? And then she talked to Johnny on the show, and Grandma was a real exercise advocate. And here she shows Johnny how to exercise. Look at Johnny Carson's face. And she was on the show for about a half hour. They brought her back after the commercial. They liked her so much. And she made the best of Johnny Carson. And in fact, there's one last question she asked Johnny Carson. Will you go to the prom with me? And he was very nice to her. So anyway, so lifetime learning, take advantage of life. It doesn't matter how old you are, because there's a lot of opportunities out there.
Comments you have?
Yes, there is. It sort of summarizes what I've said so far. No matter what you do in your lifetime, you need to learn how to communicate and build relationships. Life is a marathon, so take advantage of it. Take advantage of opportunity, learn along the way. Anything comes up, be curious, and just ask a lot of questions. And like I said, it's a marathon. And the last thing is, my real strong recommendation is be nice to everybody you're sitting next to, because you never know, they may become your lifelong partner. It happened to me.